So today we're in Trakoscan, which is one of the most beautiful castles in all of Croatia. Definitely the most visited castle in all of Croatia, and it's no wonder why with the spectacular beauty here. It was built in the 13th century and it's located in the north of Croatia, about an hour from Zagreb. It's definitely a great spot for a day trip if you're staying in Zagreb, and a really great place to spend some time outside. And there's a trail that goes around the whole lake, which is really just a perfect place to go for a stroll. Castle, good girl. They also have these really cute little pedal boats that you can rent and you can pedal around the lake. Unfortunately, they're not open today, so we can't take them out, but usually you can, and it's just a perfect spot to go do that. Okay, so now we're gonna head into the museum, which is right inside the castle here. And inside there are just so many artifacts of the Draskovic family from when they lived here. This is really one of the most beautiful castles in Croatia. It's so pretty. Also just some really nice views up here. It sits atop the hill, so if you look out, you can really see the mountains and the forests all around. Okay, so Trakoscan was owned by the Draskovic family from the middle of the 16th century until the middle of the 20th century. So for almost 4 centuries, this was owned by one family. They lived here, it was their main residence, and then towards the end of their ownership, they more used it as a summer residence. And then in 1944, it was nationalized, and now it sits as this beautiful museum. Okay, so we're just about to head inside the museum here. Normally you're not really allowed to film and take pictures inside, but we got special permission, so we just want to say thank you to the museum for letting us film inside. Okay, so now we just entered kind of this other wing of the castle. We're in the library now, and you can really even smell just how old and authentic everything is. It's just an incredible space because this is really as they left it. So it's their own personal belongings, and really you can get a sense of how the castle really felt to live in. Everything from the floors to the furniture, to the fireplace and the chairs over here. You can see how things were decorated. You can even see how nicely this pitch was decorated and painted to keep things warm. Very romantic. It looks so grand. It kind of reminds me of Beauty and the Beast, you know, when she comes in from the cold.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's
Doesn't
true.
it?
Yeah, that's true.
It would be nice to cozy up here on a cold winter's day with a nice glass of wine or
a cup of cocoa.
Or a cup of cocoa. Okay, so here we are in the grand dining room where the family would sit down and have beautiful meals together. And as you can see, the furniture here is also just very impressive. And it was actually built to order for the family in the 1860s. And what's interesting is actually a lot of the furniture has the family's coat of arms just carved into it. So some really beautiful, impressive pieces here. And you can just see the intricate detail of all the carving work on some of this wood here. So now we're in the main bedroom where the owners of the castle would sleep. Here we have the king-size bed, which is really just 2 single beds pushed together. But you can also just see the quality of the furniture and how sturdy and strong everything is and how everything was just built to last here. You can also see the blankets they used on the bed here and just really the feel of the decor of the room. And so everything was very intricately carved you can see in the bed frame here. They're just really beautiful historical pieces of furniture. Okay, so coming off the main bedroom here, there's this room called the antechamber, which is really like a big walk-in closet. It's really beautiful pieces to hold all of their beautiful clothes. So this is, I guess, the dressing mirror that they would have used to admire their stunning clothes after they got dressed for the day. Now we're in the painting studio of Giuliana Draskovic. And in here you can find many of her paintings that she did. Everything is still in the style of when she lived here. And this was her painting room, her atelier. And a couple paintings to note are one of a self-portrait, and there's also another portrait of her husband, Ivan. She was a really incredible painter, and you can see a lot of her work in this room. Something else that's really great about the museum is almost all the rooms are open to visit. So you really have a huge variety of places to see. Just goes on and on. This place is so big. Of course it's a castle, but it just goes on and on with, it seems like 100 rooms. In all of these rooms and bedrooms, all of the furniture is just so grand and intricate, from the beds to the armoires to the tables and chairs. It probably took months for the carpenters just to make each of these big pieces of furniture. Definitely not this fast furniture today that is manufactured in a second on a machine. The door frames are a bit shorter, which I think was really common in many historical homes and castles, just because people were shorter centuries ago. Here's a little courtyard we have just in the middle of everything. You walk out on this little balcony that connects these rooms here, but you can just kind of peer down into this little sweet courtyard with the well right in the middle. We've walked into the weapon room, and it's actually one of the biggest collections they have at the museum. They have over 300 pieces of weaponry from the 15th to the 20th century. And so they have everything from swords and shields and body armor to guns and just really anything they used for protection and to fight with.
When I was a kid, this was definitely the most interesting room for me because, you know, as a boy, you can imagine yourself being as a knight or, you know, as a soldier in that time.
So now we're just going down into the kitchen to see how they prepared all of these extravagant meals back in the day. This was, I guess, the big stove top they would use. Very cool. Water station. Looks like they would turn this and water would come out there. Or actually maybe this is an oven, it looks like. What do you think? This is quite the appliance. This was just such an incredible museum. I just didn't expect it to be so big and just for every room to be available to come see.
Yeah, you need time to see all.
It took us
definitely.
Took us a while to get through that, but every room is so interesting and every room has a story.
Yeah.
And every room is so authentic and so unique that really you just kind of lose yourself in the museum. Really, there's a beautiful park and lake outside, and that's beautiful, but don't miss the museum. The museum is super interesting, and I think that anyone would really appreciate everything inside. So that's it for this video. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you're planning a trip to Croatia, don't forget to check out our website, royalcroatiantours.com, for travel tips and more of our tours.